So the new season of Siege is finally coming upon us, and there's a lot of fun and new interesting things that are coming to the game. But there still are a lot of things that will never change about Siege. And in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about one of those things. And that would be the utilization of information that you're given while you play. Now, information in Siege is given and taken throughout many different ways in the game. And it's no secret that in the highest levels of Siege, they are some of the best at taking and giving information. So that's why it kind of breaks my heart when I see me and a lot of other people waste the valuable information that a drone can give you. Now, I can do an entire video on information itself, but today we're gonna go over how you can stop wasting all the information that you can get from your drones. Let's get to it, boys. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone stopping by the video. It has been a while since I posted my last video, so I really do apologize. And for any OGs out there still clicking on these links, I love you very much. Say what up in the comments. Just another quick note though, if you guys are interested, I do have a Twitch channel that I have been streaming on pretty regularly, and we have a Discord link in the description if you guys are interested in any of those. Okay, but let's get down to the real meat of the issue, and that is the importance of information in this game. Now, when we talk about information in Siege or in any game really, it really does just boil down to the things you know. Meaning knowing if there's an enemy there, knowing if there's gunshots coming from here or footsteps coming from there, all that is riled up into general information. And those who are able to utilize that information in their play styles are going to be the ones that come out more successful than those that don't. Now, Siege is a really amazing game because there's a lot of things that can give and take away information. Think about a Valkyrie cam as something that can give information to the team, and a mute jammer as something that can take away information at the same exact time. This battle between taking and giving information is one of the most key things in Rainbow Six Siege. And that's because the more information you have, the more you're able to utilize that information in your strategy. So let's get down to our first tip. Now, our first tip is pretty obvious, but I gotta make sure I say it, and that would be to make sure you place your beginning drone somewhere that will be beneficial for your team. Now, obviously, I also hope I don't have to say that it would be nice to be able to find where the bomb is. But if somebody's already done that, or you feel like somebody else might do that, the second best thing you can do with your drone is to put it around the general area of where the objective will be. If you can get your drone into the objective and have it hidden and get some line of sight into it, that's good too. But another pretty effective strategy is to have it somewhere where roamers might be rotating, or you can find some information late game. There's a lot of times where a single drone that's kind of just left around will make a huge difference in clutching a game or giving some info that your team might need. So our first tip is obviously try and place your drone somewhere near the site or somewhere around where most roamers or people might be rotating to help out and give some info to your team. That one's pretty self-explanatory, but a lot of the times it's not really done. Okay, so let's get down to our second tip. And I think this is something that would actually really benefit a lot of people, especially ones that tend to get their drone killed for really no reason. You gotta try and think that the best drone is a drone that's alive and that won't get shot out without giving any info. So with our second tip, that would be to save your drones at the very beginning of the round. Now, you actually see this quite a bit in the higher levels. In some pro leagues players, they'll actually drive their drone all the way to their spawn and pick it up from there. And this is actually pretty beneficial because one, you know that you're not wasting your drone just running in the map and a defender gets lucky and shoots it out, and then it's not very much use to anybody. But having that second drone on you really helps in so many different situations. Just being able to have that kind of utility on you at all times can really work in so many different ways and so many different strategies that I'll actually talk more about as this video goes on. But for our tip number 2 would be definitely consider that. Drive your drone to your spawn, pick it up when you're done. Pick it up when you spawn in. Don't get spawn peeked. Make sure to check for spawn peeks, obviously, because you don't want to die with true drones. But I think this is something that everybody should try. Definitely try it out. Pick up your drone. You're going to have that extra utility on you. And you know you're not going to really waste it, like I said, with a roamer getting lucky and shooting your drone out. and then it's no good to anybody. Save your drone. Okay, for tip number 3, I'm gonna go ahead and say before that, if you guys are enjoying this video, make sure you hit that like button. It means a lot. I forgot to say that earlier. Okay, tip number 3 on utilizing the information that your drones give you would be setting flank drones. Now, I know that this is kind of similar to my first tip, which was to have your drone around OBJ, but this one actually is a little bit different. And it also plays into my second tip because being able to have both of those drones will allow you to use your drones in a more effective way, having more of them, thus something like setting a flank drone. Now, flank drones are a little bit interesting because you never really know exactly where the attacking phase is going to go. You're not really sure. There's many variables and stuff like that. So you don't really know where your team is going to be pushing. But that's why it's really good to have a drone on you, so that when you do figure out where your team wants to push, it'd be very beneficial to have a drone set for any roamers trying to get you. They'll be squashed, and that actually would be a very easy kill in a lot of sense. If you have someone that's checking on that drone and you see that someone is roaming, they are very exposed to your team. You know exactly where they're coming from and when they are coming, how far or close they are. So setting up a flank drone while you guys are pushing is a very, very effective way of utilizing that information. So please do consider every now and then, if you guys are taking a push, if you're holding somewhere, consider throwing a drone around and asking a dead teammate to watch that drone. It's going to be very good, and it's a very easy kill if you can get the roaming defender caught on camera trying to flank. Pretty easy kill if you get them. Okay, our tip number 4. And this is a tip that I kind of wish I don't have to say, but even people in the higher levels can really benefit from this tip. And that would be to use your drones during your entries. So when you're entering a map, there's really a lot of variables in terms of entering any type of map or building or something like that. There can be enemies anywhere, so it's pretty beneficial to have a drone with you in order to drone out where you want to enter. So my tips on this would be to try and keep your droning short. You're gonna want to get to the spot where you want to enter and just do like a couple rooms around a small drone. Because the thing is, when you drone out too much, when you're going around the whole map and you're trying to find someone, that leaves you open to someone entering a room that you just droned. So let's say you droned out a room and it's clear, and then you drone out 7 other rooms. There's a pretty good chance that the rooms you just cleared are no longer clear. So that's why it's pretty beneficial to keep your droning short and enter the building knowing where you droned and also knowing where people can come from. There's definitely nothing wrong with droning multiple times while you're entering a building. You don't want to get picked off by a defender that you didn't know was there. That's one of the easiest kills that a defender can make, and you don't ever want to give a defender an easy kill when you're attacking. So remember to use your drones on your entries, boys. Okay, and our last and final tip, which is more of a pretty intricate strategy. It can be used in a lot of ways, and it's a pretty advanced kind of method. There's always ways to use it and ways to improve it. And that would be using your drones as bait. Now, this is pretty advanced because there's a lot of ways that this can be done. To give you an example though, a good way of doing this would be to throwing a drone into a spot where you think a defender might be. Now, what you can do with that is, as you throw the drone in, you can immediately peek, and you might catch the defender trying to take out the drone, or maybe a little bit too focused on the drone that he doesn't see you. But also it can be used in a way of knowing if there's a defender even close by. If you throw that drone and it gets shot out, there's a pretty good chance someone shot it out not too far away. So that's a pretty cool method that can be used in a lot of different ways. What you're gonna want to remember for this is to obviously have your drone settings set to advanced. And that basically means, for those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically when you throw your drone, you don't automatically go on your phone, which is the default setting. So if you guys haven't messed with that, make sure you go into your settings and set that to advanced. And this is actually a pretty high level strategy. You can see it done in a lot of ways. People can be very smart with it. So it's a little bit hard to explain something like this to you, But what I'm trying to do for you guys is really just to have you think about it. Think about its possibility, because that is information in its own sense. You don't see anything from the drone, you're not on the drone, but you can use it in those types of methods. So think about it. Try throwing a drone into a room that you think a defender might be, and if you catch him being too focused on the drone, it'd be pretty easy for you to run in there and get the upper hand on him. All right, so I know this video was kind of all over the place. I might not have made the most amount of sense all the time or very organized, but I am just getting back into making videos, and it feels good. I do miss a lot of my community that would back me up, and I'm gonna try my best to do try and spread some knowledge that I've been getting on this game. I have almost about 2,000 hours on Siege, and I know that a lot of people have a lot more, but I think I find it a lot of fun to try and convey some info to like newer gamers into the game. So I really appreciate anyone that stops by and supports this video. If anybody has any suggestions on a video that I might that they might want to see me make, please don't be afraid to let me know. That would be a lot of fun. And yeah, guys, if you guys enjoy this video, please hit that like button and stop by the streams. It'd be cool to see a bunch of people on the Twitch streams. I don't have as much time to explain on these videos as I would definitely on a Twitch stream, so if you want to talk about that, go ahead and hop in there. But I'm going to end this video here, and thank you so much for everyone watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.